For a start, getting into a top job nowadays often means working for nothing.
I'm actually living in my parents' flat. Luckily for me, my parents are somewhat older and my father's semi-retired, so they spend most of their time in the country and I get the run of the flat, which is very nice.
Antonia's daily commute is a 3-mile trip from Chelsea to Soho in London. She works as an unpaid intern at Modus, a top PR company for the fashion industry. 70 people work here, up to 20 of them are interns. They usually work for 3 months and most are unpaid. Right now, they're preparing for London Fashion Week. Antonia has a master's degree in English, but to make it in fashion, you have to start at the bottom.
You have to be known by the companies to get a job. And I know that I can't just leap straight into a job, and actually this is very good for me.
The interns do most of the basic work.
Every little girl dreams of being in fashion, but you get into it and you realize that there's so much more behind the scenes. You know, cleaning the floor and cleaning up after events. It's sort of a nothing position. You need help in every way, whether it's financial or sort of moral, just to get through it.
Sarah worked as an intern for 15 months. She was lucky. For most of it she was paid, and at the end of it she got a job.
Who is she? Do we care? She's blogger freelance.
It almost is a prerequisite for any professional position that you want. So if you can get in with a company like Modus and work your way up there, you're golden.
Sarah got her job before the recession hit.
Loads of celebrity coverage, isn't there? It's good.
Since then, the competition's got even stiffer.
There are so many applications coming in every day, so many people that are so forthcoming and working for free. You sort of have to look at that and say, well, you know, do we want to throw money at them if they're willing to do the job anyway? And I think the answer is no.
8 a.m. on a damp Wednesday morning. It's London Fashion Week and Modus are working on one of the biggest shows. And they're here in force, including half a dozen of their interns.
If I just go briefly through duties, on the main front door is Tyler and Fiona. On the interior door is Harriet and Antonia. So 10 minutes that the show's on, that's the most important thing. So all the work building up to it has to be precision, it has to be right, it has to be the right people in the right place at the right time.
Morning, everyone. Bright and breezy. Woo! A lovely light. Yippee. Okay, guys, it's a really lovely, sunny morning show.
The boss has arrived to oversee the operation. He believes internships offer newcomers a chance to get a foot in the door at one of the most competitive jobs in the business.
Within the fashion industry, generally, the intern is a really vital resource. We need so many people.
And do the interns do proper work when they're here?
Absolutely, yeah, they really do. And what we really try and do is also get them to have a variety of experience as well.
If more than 15, maybe 20 of your 70 staff are working here for free, presumably that's quite key to the way you're profitable as well, is it?
What do you mean in the sense that are we more profitable because we've got free staff?
As you just said, they're doing proper jobs and they're doing them for free.
Well, I mean, I think when I say they're doing proper jobs, I mean they're doing support jobs to the key team. But they are things that need doing, yeah.
So does that help your company remain profitable?
I think that it's well, how would I answer that? I've never really thought of it like that.
The interns at Modus get experience across different departments, but they can expect to work hard.
I was up this morning at 5 o'clock. I came into work on the bus. I was here at about 7:15, putting out press releases, making sure that the seating was correct, making sure everyone knew what their jobs were for the day. And now it's my job to stand at the interior door and to make sure that everyone knows where they're sitting.
Really, this is an opportunity for me to make the contacts and to get in touch with the right people to find another job. If you're prepared to put in the hard work, it pays off eventually.
I'm wearing a little bit of Jaeger.
Celebrities and excitement. Life as an intern in PR can be a glamorous business. But working for free is a luxury not everyone can afford.
Rocks and stones, broken bowl.
Doesn't it depend on privilege and access to wealth and access to free accommodation? To be able to work for free for 3 months, most people can't do that.
I do worry sometimes that it does favour the slightly better off. Although we've had we've had a few interns who are then working evenings and doing sort of bar jobs to really supplement or to give them an income.
The problem is, one internship is seldom enough to secure a career. Of around 50 interns who work at Modus each year, only a handful get jobs there.
I wouldn't mind if I had to do 3 or 4 3-month internships in a similar situation. If it got me the job of my dreams at the end, I would do it.
It helps if you live in the southeast. Almost 2/3 of Britain's top companies are now based in London.
Internships now are the currency by which individuals can get into these prestigious jobs in the professions that are running our country. And the way that you get those is by being able to work unpaid, usually work in London, not have your travel costs reimbursed.
It's not just PR. My own profession, journalism, is getting harder to join. It used to be a job you could do straight from school. Now you mostly need a degree, and more journalism jobs than ever are in London. Girish Gupta from Wiltshire has a degree in physics from Manchester University, but set his sights on becoming a journalist. He did 4 separate internships, 3 at national dailies, 1 with a top news agency, all unpaid, all in London.
I stayed in hostels like this one for 16 quid a night. I stayed in random people's houses on Gumtree, which obviously cost a fair bit as well. Very roughly, I mean, it would have cost over a couple of grand in all for all these placements for accommodation, not even including food, to be honest.
He paid for it by doing a master's degree in physics, then used his student loan to fund his internships in the holidays.
At first, it's the excitement of it all, so you're not too worried about the money because you presume that will come in the future. So just seeing, your first page lead, your first byline in a national paper is a massive deal. So after a while of getting all these bylines, I started to realise that actually it was the newspapers that were making money out of me and making money out of my work and not paying for it.
In all, the papers he worked for published 32 of Girish's articles. By the time of his last internship at The Independent, he was losing patience.
I worked at The Independent earlier this year, and in my time there I had about 6 articles published, and what I began to realise was that I was doing exactly the same job as the guy next to me, and he was obviously getting paid for it.
Girish decided to take it up with the paper. He wrote asking to be paid a minimum wage for his shifts.
I got a phone call from someone very high ranking, basically screaming at me and telling me that I had no right to do that and had no right to voice that opinion. I did try and I offered to argue my case, and he just wasn't up for it, and he eventually slammed the phone down on me.
The Independent told us that work experience is a useful way of getting your foot in the door, and in the past people have got jobs off the back of it. They say in Girish's case that he was warned in advance that his work placement would be for just 2 weeks and that it would be unpaid.
In the end, Girish ran out of money. For him, not living in London was too big a barrier.
If getting a job involves working for free for months in Britain's costliest city, it is clearly not open to all.